Good morning, everyone. Thank you for your time this morning. Today's Toolbox Talk is about environmental aspects and impacts. So why are we talking about this? Well, every workplace activity will interact with the environment. Construction, office and manufacturing settings all create different risks and impacts. So it helps us understand us to ensure that we're compliant with the UK law, we prevent pollution, we save costs and resources, and we improve sustainability and our reputation. So what are the environmental aspects? Well, aspects are products or services that interact with the environment. So the different sort of environments I'm looking at today are site-based environments, which would be refueling, excavation, waste handling, example. In the office, it's more the printing, the electricity use, air conditioning, and environmental for manufacturing would be machine operations, processes, emissions, water use, chemical storage, etc. So what are environmental impacts? Well, impacts are the change to the environment that's caused by the aspects. So for site, these could be dust, noise, soil contamination, or water pollution. In office, it could be your CO2 emissions from energy use, paper waste, and in manufacturing, it could be air emissions, CO2 emissions, hazardous waste, effluent discharges, or resource depletion. So if we now try and link the aspects and impacts together. So for fuel storage, for example, on site, the aspect is fuel storage. The impact would be spills, soil, water, or pollution. In excavations on site, the impact would be dust, habitat disturbance, etc. For the office, if we're printing, then the impact is paper waste, deforestation. Heating, air conditioning, for example, in the office would be energy use, carbon emissions. And if we're looking at manufacturing, machine operations would cause an impact of energy use, heat, noise. Chemical spill handling would be risk of spills, hazardous waste, etc. If we're discharging effluent, then it could be water contamination or even packaging, where we've got waste, landfill, recycling issues that come from that. So there are some legal duties to do with the aspects and impacts. So you have to comply with the Environmental Protection Act, the Water Resources Act, the environmental permitting regulations where your site is permitted, Climate Change Act, Waste England and Wales regulations and control of pollution. So what are the good practices? Well, on construction sites, segregate your waste into correct skips, use spill kits and drip trays, turn off engines when not in use, use dust suppressions and reduce noise, store chemicals and fuels in bonded areas. In the office, only print when necessary, use digital storage wherever possible, recycle paper, plastics and electronics, switch off the lights and computers when not in use, manage the workplace temperatures, avoid heating and overcooling spaces, and try to promote sustainable travel to and from work. In manufacturing, look at equipment, maintain it, look for leaks and energy waste, treat any effluents before discharge, capture dust and emissions, use extraction, safely store chemicals, reuse packaging materials and implement energy efficiency purchasing of machinery. Well, why does it matter? Well, environmental does matter. It's important to protect communities, habitats, avoid site closures, reduce carbon footprints, minimize pollution, and at the end of the day, it keeps you compliant. So what do you need to do when you're considering your job? Plan ahead. Try and identify the aspects in your pre-job planning. Provide procedures for things like waste disposal, spill kits, suppression. deal with incidents immediately. Early action can stop pollution. Manage resources wisely, particularly in economic measures. It's a good practice to look at resources, minimize impact. Avoid disturbing wildlife, particularly during the nesting season, and comply with any permitted requirements that you may have imposed on you. Certain sites will be permitted, mostly those that discharge into water, etc. So, what do you take away from this today? Well, aspects are essentially what we do and the impacts of what happens as a result of what we do. All workplaces, sites, offices, or manufacturing, you have environmental responsibilities. You need to comply with UK law, and just small actions and improvements in sustainability can improve what you do and improve your reputation. So have a look at the aspects and impacts of your organisation. Try to reduce your impact wherever possible, and share good practice amongst others, and we can all do our best to improve. That completes our Toolbox Talk for today. Many thanks for attending.